Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack. So as you guys know, the anniversary event did come with a brand new mode, Deathmatch. Well, not brand new, but like the brand new competitive mode, Deathmatch. And a lot of people are gonna just jump into it because, well, it's a brand new competitive mode where you don't have to play with teammates. And that's low-key kind of cool because Season 10 isn't treating a lot of us well, and that can be due to some teammates. But we're not gonna be blaming our teammates because that's the motto we like to follow here. But I'm getting off topic. Really, what I wanted to do today was just give a full-length guide about competitive Deathmatch because if you just know a little bit more of how to just play the mode and just the better ways of playing it, because I'm not your dad, I'm not saying you have to do these to try to win more, but I'm saying if you just maybe tweak around a few of your like game strategies, I'm not guaranteeing you to be at the top of every single deathmatch game mode, but you can place around top 4, which is where it considers you to be a winner, where you actually get wins, and that's really the goal. So with this guide, I'm really just going to be talking about like the heroes that you can play, why they're good, even though I already kind of made a video previously. I would talk about some strategies of what you want to do on the 2 maps, which thankfully it's only on 2 maps, which is pretty good as terms of making a tip video, and also just what you need to think about when you go into competitive deathmatch, because Overwatch, whether you like it or not, is a mentally heavy game. It requires you to have the full mental capacity to be able to perform well, and if you're thinking the right thoughts, more than likely you're going to be doing a lot better than if you were just either, well, A, drunk, or just also tilted. Now just hopping right into the guide, the first thing I want to talk about are going to be the heroes that you're going to want to play, because this is the first thing that you're met with after clicking onto competitive deathmatch. You have a bunch of heroes, but some heroes are just not made for free-for-all. Now the heroes that I selected are going to be someone like Roadhog, someone like Reaper, and also McCree. Those are some of the best heroes because Reaper has so much damage, has so much output, and can also self-heal, and has somewhat a little bit of mobility. Roadhog, while he doesn't have mobility, he has a lot of damage, can stop a lot of squishies, and can also self-heal anywhere on the map. McCree doesn't have any of those things except for damage, and he can counter literally anybody on the squad besides maybe like, gosh, like maybe Reinhardt or so, even Reinhardt. So those are the basic heroes. Now, I did make a video talking more in depth about the meta and the best heroes you want to try to use. So I highly suggest you go watch that video because, man, there's a lot of information that you might not realize whenever it comes to hero picking and counter picking whenever it comes to deathmatch. But for the sake of this video, those are the 3 best heroes. Now, I might be wondering, oh, why aren't you throwing Genji or Tracer? Those are also great deathmatch heroes, but a majority of us probably can't play those heroes, so that's why I picked these 3, because a majority of us can mainly hook and shoot with Roadhog. Majority of us can just get in people's faces, throw our shotguns down their throats, and play Reaper and just get a bunch of kills. McCree can be subjective, but hopefully you have good aim. If you don't have good aim, please practice. You will just be a better Overwatch player, not even deathmatch player, just a better Overwatch player. And another thing I forgot to mention is that those 3 heroes, which again, I'm not saying you're limited to just those 3 heroes, but Roadhog, Reaper, and McCree, they counter a lot of heroes that are going to be played in the game, including themselves. That's why Tracer, she's a great hero for deathmatch, but a terrible hero for deathmatch, because depending on your skill, you're going to get countered, you're so fragile, you're a glass cannon when you're Tracer. So hopefully you know how to blink, hopefully you know how to aim for the head. If you don't, well, yeah, Tracer's probably not going to be a good deathmatch hero, but hopefully most of us know how to hook and shoot with Roadhog. Now the next thing I want to talk about is so important because I guarantee you do not think of this, and if you do, you're probably a high level in deathmatch, and at that point, what are you doing? You need to control a part of your map. So one thing I played for a big majority of my time is free-for-all, whether it was in Call of Duty, whether it was in Halo, or whether it's here in Overwatch. One thing that's the same with all 3 of those games is that you don't want to be running all around the map. You want to know why? Because people are going to be spawning behind you. People are going to be coming up behind you, in front of you, to the side of you. So if you're Tracer, if you're Ana, if you're Diva, if you're anybody, and you're running around the whole entire map, obviously you're not going to be camping, but if you're literally making circles, you're not controlling the spawns, and you're not controlling where enemies are going to be trafficked, because more likely, people are going to come to you. You don't necessarily need to go to them. So this is why you need to control a part of the map. Okay, well, where do you want to control? So luckily, we only have 2 maps, so I can kind of tell you where my favorite spots are. Well, with Petra, my favorite spot is kind of like in the ruins area, because, well, there's not only health packs, there's also protection, and there's also spawns right in between that you can control. So the importance of just taking control of the health pack areas is because not only are you getting health, the enemy team isn't getting health, and you're also putting damage into them. them. So really around that like dark corner, like I'll try to throw pictures on the screen to describe where I'm at. Now, Chateau Guillard, this is kind of difficult, you know, because there's a lot of spots that you think would be good. At least for me, my favorite spot is going to be like in the actual, it's like by the windows, it's kind of by the jumpy pad. Again, I'll throw a picture on the screen just because it's in between spawns. You have that health pack, but also you can go downstairs and go into the highly trafficked area, which leads me into my next point, which is still related to map control, because map control is everything in Deathmatch. But the next question is, okay, well, what about the middle of the map? This is the most highly trafficked area in most situations. In Petra, it's the middle health pack where the actual ground breaks, and in Chateau Guillard, it's like in the basement where that big health pack is, also underneath the bridges and whatnot. Should you go in those areas? At least for me, I stand at afar. I don't go directly in there a majority of the time. If I'm feeling frisky, I do. But what I like to do is I like to pick a lot of people off that are going there. Remember how I said you don't want to be navigating the whole entire map? If you're just going into the middle, who's to say someone's not spawning in right behind you and just shooting you? You want to try to pick people off one by one when they're going into the middle of the map. Now you might be thinking, but that's where a majority of the kills are going to be. Listen, a majority of the time, deathmatch matches last about 6 to 10 minutes. 10 minutes if people are really slow and really campy. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You're in it for the long haul. It doesn't matter how long it's gonna last, you just have to get 20 kills. And that leads me into my next tip, which is don't try to rush things. Like, don't be looking at the scoreboard, don't be looking at your kills, worry about your own game. Because if you're looking at the scoreboard, guess where you're not looking? At the actual field, looking at actual enemies, trying to pick people off. So that's why it's important not to get so caught up in the numbers, not worry about anything, and that's why the mental part of Overwatch is going to be so important right here. You just need to be consistent. You don't need, like, have you ever played Deathmatch and just had spurts where you just get tons of kills in a matter of like 20 seconds where you get like 5 kills? Yeah, that's cool. And if you can do that, well, you're a godsend. But really, what you're looking to do is just try to be consistent. Get 1 kill. Okay, now it's 20 seconds. Get another kill. Okay, now it's 20 seconds. It will start to add up. Now, 20 seconds was just a number I threw in there. You just want to try to be consistent, because if you're going into the middle and just dying 3 times, the next life you get 5 kills, you know, I don't know what the situation is, but that wasn't consistent. That's not the kind of gameplay you want. Rather than just picking your fights, getting in 1v1s, getting the kills, getting the health packs. Because something that's so tough is just trying to take on more than just one person. If you can get 1 kill, confirm it, and then go off on your merry way and get that health pack, now you can go into another fight. But if you're like getting into 1v3s, well, you can't really get the health pack because you have so much damage coming into you that you're probably gonna die. So that's why it's so important to just, you know, take it slow. Don't worry about the score. Unless it's about to end, then maybe you gotta go in the middle. But for a majority of the time, trust me, just stick near low trafficked areas. You don't want to be off in the corner just jacking in San Diego. No, you don't want to do that, but you want to be somewhere where you know people are going to be, where you know people are going to spawn, and that comes from map control, baby. And the last and final tip that I want to give you kind of like counters what I just said recently, because yeah, you don't want to get in like 3v1s, but here's a special tip that I learned. You want to try to steal as much kills as possible. Yes, if you're good, you're going to be able to win 1v1s all day. But if you know a fight is going on between like a Reaper and a Roadhog, more than likely Roadhog got that Reaper low. Maybe he already used his Wraith for him. And whoever you're playing, Tracer, McCree, May, whoever you're playing, you want to try to kill that Reaper so that you can, well, get a kill. Roadhog's already done the hard work for you by baiting out his Wraith form and getting him low. Now you gotta try to steal that kill. If you learn how to steal kills, my boys, you're gonna be winning a lot of games. I think that's the secret besides map control when winning deathmatch is, yeah, winning 1v1s, but also identifying, okay, these guys are in a fight, I gotta kill the lowest one and then get out of there, unless they're both low and you can steal both of them. So yeah, you don't wanna try to get in 1v3s when everyone's at full health in the middle of the map, but the side of the map, there's still going to be some fights going on. Those are the kills you want to try to capitalize on and then getting out of there. So just to summarize, you want to try to pick people that have protection, possibly self-health, but also a lot of damage. You know, that's why May and Lucio and Reinhardt aren't that great, because they're very slow at giving damage, or they just don't give damage at all. And that's how you win deathmatch, by placing the top 4, by getting a lot of kills. And another thing is that that you gotta be able to control the map where it has the health packs, because health packs are everything, especially if you're playing someone like McCree, especially if you're playing someone like Genji. You live off those health packs. Control that area and pick people off that are coming into your area, and then be able to pick off fights that are already going on, pick off the lowest target, and start stealing kills. And that is my little guide to how to play Deathmatch a little bit more properly. Again, you might think that it has to be more detailed. I'm not trying to overwhelm you with a bunch of details. Just remember map control, give off damage, don't bite off more than you can chew, and pick your fights. That's all you really need to place in top 4, which is considered a win. Now, of course, you want to try to get the #1 spot. That's what I want you guys to do. But remember, you still get a win whenever you place in top 4. And if you do these things, more than likely you're playing smarter than the other players, and you're gonna probably at least get 4th place. So anyway, guys, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.